Well, here we are. Our last record in the studio before we go to Australia. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so excited to be in Melbourne, actually.
Same. I'm really pumped for it.
Yeah, I bloody love Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be a good month. I've got a guy, I'm living with Guy Montgomery, and he's already there, and he took me through our Airbnb through the phone. Can't believe where I'm living for a month.
How is it beautiful?
So nice.
Oh my God. Which suburb are you in?
Fitzroy.
Sick.
Like, it's the dream. Where are you living while you're there?
I'm on Flinders Lane. I'm right in the heart. And David Kraus, same deal, took me for a little video tour. And it is certainly a big upgrade from where we were last year. And thank God, I'm like, so grateful for this. The laundry is separate to the bathroom because Two Hearts and David Kraus, who I live with, have messy shows. So they got literally the laundry is going 24/7.
Big prop ACOM.
Big prop ACOM.
Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of props floating
wise.
around, a lot of like repair, a lot of hot glue gun.
Yeah, but last year if you had to use the bathroom, it was like if you had to do a shit at home, it was like in the most humid room you've ever been in because the dryer was just constantly going. You're just shitting in a sauna every day. But that's not happening this year.
Wow. Oh God, it's so good. I think for me, Melbourne is like, especially Melbourne International Comedy Festival is like a real like marker of being like mid-20s and kind of weathering through a sort of like interesting chapter of our lives. And so to kind of continue doing that now with a sense of like, oh, I'm not going to sleep on a couch for a month.
I'm not sharing a beer with Donna Brookbanks. Not that I would ever complain about that ever again, but I did share a beer with her for 2 weeks.
A puppet house. You know, like making these choices feels so remarkable.
I didn't go the first year they did fan fiction comedy. They were in like a 6-bedroom bunk with like curtains on your bunk. So you'd be like, good night.
Oh, like a tour bus.
Yeah, like a tour bus.
Whereas now, you know, we are doing this firmly in our mid-30s.
We're like on tour.
Yeah.
We're not like, I'm going to the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Truly. It's only up from here.
Yeah.
Before it gets, I guess, like sad again when we're like 56, still doing the Melbourne Comedy Festival. I'll be like, I actually am back on a couch.
I don't know. We won't be able to fly anymore then, I don't reckon.
Do you reckon?
No, I reckon it's all over.
Okay, cue theme song.
I'm sorry, Mom, it's not a phase. It's the male gaze. They're both male, and they're both gay, the male gaze.
And welcome along to this week's episode of The Male Gaze.
I'm so proud of Q theme song. It's probably our most like...
I think that's our catchphrase.
Embedded catchphrase, annoyingly.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
But it's really cemented itself as a fixture of the podcast.
It's functional.
It's functional. And you don't go, oh, I should make it a thing.
And can I say something? I don't want to call out our producer, Tim, but quite often, sometimes when we have a little meeting, he says, I think maybe it's time to update the theme song. And here's what I'll say. People love our theme song.
Yeah.
And Tim, this is a message for you. We aren't changing it.
We aren't changing
it, bitch. Do you know how many other podcasts have pretty bad theme songs and they keep them for years? And we have a good theme song?
It's an act of oppression.
Yeah.
You're trying to
crazy.
Take our voice away. Take specifically Eli's voice away.
Yeah, from when I could sing quite a bit better than I can now.
How long do you think? I think a bit of singing lessons you'd get there.
I reckon as well. I would love to vote. I always thought that I would get singing lessons once I felt comfortable in my career. And I guess this is a sign that I still don't feel fully comfortable.
There seems to be a movement of people creating singles. Like releasing
Are you talking
music.
about Jordan Firstman, I Want to See My Friend's Dick?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw, iconically, Steph from The Edge created a single.
Queen of the Week.
Queen of the Week.
An early contender.
An early contender for Queen of the Week.
And Brittany Broski, who...
She's got a single.
She released Adore You by Harry Styles and just sung it earnestly.
Just earnestly.
What would it take for you to sing earnestly on the internet? So I'm talking about you're in a bathroom, so got good acoustics.
Yeah.
You put the phone up on the ledge and you go, hey guys, Eli here. I don't usually do stuff like this, but I don't know, just with the way the world is at the moment, I just wanted to spread a bit of light, a bit of positivity in here. And then you hit Imagine.
Yeah.
It's too obvious. Then you hit Blackbird.
I know Beyonce just covered this recently, but I wanted to put my own spin on the civil rights song Blackbird. I will say, in this current day and age, 2025, I will never do that. But if you talk to me while I was at Unitech with my ukulele in my room, God, I really recorded some covers on photo booth that then never saw the light of day.
Where is that
I used to do
laptop?
Sweet Dreams by Beyonce. I used to do
Sweet
Across the
Dreams.
Universe if we were doing a Beatles song. And my dad, do you know my dad uploads full performances?
I'm sorry, I'm actually just settling into like that style of ukulele cover, which we were all guilty of. And because Sweet Dreams was one of them. I think that's because there was a website that translated like the music into ukulele chords.
UltimateTabs.com.
Tabs.com. Queen of the week. UltimateTabs.com.
Sweet Dreams is so easy.
Which sounds like someone you say when someone gives you some nice acid.
Yeah.
These are UltimateTabs.com. So yeah, Sweet
Like
Dreams.
if someone hands me a guitar now, that would be the song that I would play.
Sweet
'Cause it's
Dreams.
E minor, B minor, D, A or something. Like it's so easy to play.
So it was definitely Sweet Dreams, and the other contender was Hey Ya by
Oh
Outkast.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they were performed with a similar
Hey ya.
insipidness.
Yeah.
And everyone sung it the same way.
Full X Factor style voice doing Hey Ya.
Do we blame the guy that sung Somewhere Over the Rainbow with the ukulele?
I think his name is Israel. I can't remember what his last name is.
Yeah, like that sort of style of someday I wish. Because it was sort of before we got into the style of like, oh, it's her, like that kind of vocal affectation.
Which I would always pinpoint to Alex and Sierra. Did you ever follow them? They were on X Factor. They were a married couple. Now they're divorced, if you're following along, but they
Incredible.
sung at their audition, they sung, Taste of your lips shine on your right. It's like,
Oh my
it's
God.
so full
Yeah,
on.
we're not doing that anymore, are we? We're not like
No.
trying to sort of repurpose a pop song, although there is a sort of still a trend online of like singing in a kitchen.
Because the acoustics are good,
The
right?
most recent one was that girl going, I remember when I lost my mind.
Oh yeah, did you do the big riff?
CeeLo, yeah, crazy.
Man.
What is up with that? It's like a sort of similar world of song. It's like CeeLo, Outkast.
Yeah, it was like a.
So weird.
Here's what it was. It was black artists doing songs that white artists felt very comfortable covering.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Like no one's really ukulele covering
Sorry, Miss
Lemonade
Jackson. No,
onwards in terms of Beyonce's discography.
But there was. I remember like 3 days after Formation came out, some white twink did like. And it was like him doing all the backing vocals, like really slickly cut together. It was so bad.
Oh my God.
Have you ever explored sometimes Sam and I will do TikToks that train you on how to do a riff? What's the one from Beyonce?
I did that. But I think it was like honestly 5 years ago that I was really. It was that one
Oh, that's
woman.
good.
I watched it, and she'd be like A B C D C D E, and then you'd work it
they
up.
slow it down.
It's fun to learn a trick.
There's Jasmine Sullivan one, Insecure. You know, can't take this no more. So bad.
Did you do much singing lessons?
Not
Did you do much singing lessons?
I did do singing lessons at high school. Yeah, I was in the barbershop quartet. I would sing lead, baritone, or bass, depending on the situation.
Wow. What was your barbershop quartet name?
Just the Rickerton Barbershop Quartet, I think. And I think I was only in the.
It's weird. The Rickerton Barbershop Quartet.
I can't even remember. I think I was only in the quartet. Like, there was like 10 of us, and then there was a quartet.
Oh, because you could have like a barbershop chorus and a barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
I was in a quartet.
Yeah, nice.
4. Me, Eddie, Marlon Williams, and Ben Woolley.
Bring it back.
Tenor Pie was our name.
Incredible.
Pretty questionable now, but we went for it.
I think when we were doing it as well, think there was only like 2 teams only 2 schools entered boys teams. It was like us, and then it was the Cashmere one, which was Joseph Harper, Jack Tame. I can't remember. Who else,
Wow.
but
Yep.
certainly those 2 were.
We
in the
got
mix.
into the semis
Hell yeah.
because there were only 2
was
male
like-
teams.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to go. And so I pretended I had a migraine and we didn't turn up the next day. There was an old man who taught us barbershop quartet. And he became quite obsessed with me in a pretty creepy way. This is such a weird story. But he kept like bringing me bags of grapes. Sorry,
How long did he bring you bags of grapes for?
God, I wonder if he's still alive. Probably brought me 2 bags of grapes. There was 1 too many, 2 bags of grapes too many. But they were like his grapes. Like he grew the grapes, and they were like covered in bugs. And then he'd like call me up at night, wanting to talk on my home phone.
This is such a. How old was he?
I'm not going to name him because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story's
yeah,
too questionable. But he was
don't.
like 70,
Yeah.
and he was honestly so bad at singing, which was crazy.
He was one of, what was he teaching or
he was
judging?
from like
or?
a barbershop quartet federation.
Okay.
In Christchurch,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they'd be like, bring these like old guys to the schools, and we were just like, this guy's. I was like 17 by this point, so I was like, this guy's crazy. Yeah, the way that you do when you're 17, you're just like,
I know.
I know enough about like weird relationships to like put some distance between me and this grape guy.
But I think, yeah, I mean, like, he's not a singular, like, I think in the Christchurch arts community in the early 2000s, there were quite a lot of old men with wives
Who loved 17-year-old
loved
boys.
hanging out with young actors and singers.
And how was I was very conscious of those relationships, even though I was deeply in the closet.
Yeah.
Still kind of manipulated them to my own advantage.
Totally.
Which is
Same, I got some lead roles. Not by doing anything,
by
but
just perking my butt cheeks a little bit.
just saying some cheeky things.
It was
Hey, man.
It was the early 2000s. Things were crazy back then. When you knew better.
Do you know what? It was so sweet when I was growing up. My friend Tom Hutchison, shout out his mum Debbie and her husband. I don't know if they're married or not, but they did barbershop together. She competed nationally.
Wow.
Beautiful bass. But then they both sung, and then when they would pick us up in the car, they would always sing "You Are My Sunshine" in perfect time. They'd be like, "You guys ready for it?"
Wow.
We'd be like, "We're ready for it."
Strap in, folks.
Lay it on us.
You are my son. Yeah, I was obviously bass,
So good.
which I found it so dull, so dull. But we sung in our barbershop quartet in the competition, and there's 2 very like formative memories for me. One was we started singing, and then Eddie, the most talked about man on the pod, fucked up the song that we were singing, "Stepping Out with My Baby." He couldn't work out the bridge into like wrap up the song, and so we sung the song on a loop 3 times. It was torture. And the other one was that with Eddie, and now it's a more positive memory with him, we laughed. It's the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life.
Holy.
Where a girl barbershop quartet, crazy, imagine that, was singing
Can be done.
I love coffee, I love tea. And I think it says, I love the Java and the Java in me is maybe what the lyric is.
Uh-huh.
Definitely heard I love a bit of vagina in the sea. And I swear to God, Eddie and I both heard this. There's like 15 people in the room. I'm going to throw up. I'm laughing so much.
Wow.
But I'm trying to suppress it. It's such a good feeling.
Isn't that the that is the magic. That is the joy of being live. That's what we live for, moments like that.
It's a great feeling.
Before you leave for Melbourne, what's your clothes situation? Are you only wearing the clothes that you don't want to bring to Melbourne? Because that's what I did. Like this morning, I pretty much packed my suitcase. I've done all the laundry that I'm going to do.
Morning.
Yeah, because I just did one trip, so I kind of just had to move stuff from one.
Oh, yeah, that's a pain in the ass. We are really touring at the moment.
I know.
It's all like washed and folded and put away.
Okay, nice.
I really question this very plain brown t-shirt, but I've been loving it recently, and I was like, I want to take it. I'm like, when you take over an item dirty?
Oh, you've been there.
There should be a word for that.
Like putting dirty clothes in your suitcase.
Yeah, you're like, I'll wash that when I get there, and I'll wear it there. It's like such an odd relationship to that garment, because you should bring everything over clean.
What would that be like? Filth travel.
It's like a.
Oh, what about I'm traveling dirty?
I kind of am traveling dirty. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so.
nice.
This will be traveling dirty.
Nice.
Which will be fun. It's almost like it's
Nothing like arriving at a place in laundry right away. That's me coming home to Christchurch.
immediately.
I'm really traveling dirty, and I'm like, hi, Mom,
Totally.
lovely to see you. I'm just going to put some washing on right away.
Dump comes out. It's never been cleaner.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
incredible.
What are the products that my mum uses that makes everything smell so much nicer than the laundry that I'm using? Oh, it's because I'm using Earth Care.
When you use that, the stuff that
It is good. It works, but
I'm using, Michael and I are obsessed with those little. We've become like pod guys in our front loader,
Yeah.
and we buy it from the Foursquare. You can't get it anywhere else. I couldn't even shout out to the brand. I think they're called like Atomic or something. I've forgotten their name, but I love their little pods.
It's coffee.
It's coffee. We put Speaking of coffee, oh my god, I bought a coffee machine while Michael was away. I've always wanted an espresso machine. Espresso machine, not Nespresso machine.
Thank you for making that distinction.
Well, we're boycotting Nespresso still, I guess.
Oh, were they part of it? I mean,
not
they're
I
also
guess,
like bad for
They
the
were never
planet.
like I don't think they were like a primary target in terms of the BDS movement. But they're like, I just stopped you. I mean,
When a company is that big, it's like something's up. That's the thing. That's the deal.
Fuck yes. I know, it's truly.
Yeah. It's like you don't need to specifically know to kind of know.
Oh my god, exactly. I'm praying my laundry pods. I'm like, they're not big enough that they can't be bad.
I do like the one, there's the one Nespresso machine that kind of like, you get to watch it spin. I always try that in the shop when you're allowed to try free coffee, but I'm not buying. So actually, I'm costing the money.
Exactly.
And that's how
how
I'm
you-
boycotting.
That's how you
and I don't know specifically why, but that's what I'm doing.
Well, I got an espresso machine. Espresso. It's a Breville Bambino. Huge plug for this product.
Yeah.
I think they're currently on sale multiple locations.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a new Breville machine is coming in to change the game. We already have a coffee grinder. That's imperative to know here because the Breville machines, you can tell that I've been living alone for
I know.
way too
You're
long.
like
Because I'm
so excited.
Can
to be
you build a
talking.
parasocial relationship with a coffee machine?
Of course.
So
You can fall in love with a ghost.
True. So Casper,
Yeah.
that's it. That's
You watched that YouTube video of the girl that's dating the Ferris wheel?
yeah. Oh my god, I have.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it. I get it. Like I'm there with my
The coffee
espresso
machine is my Ferris wheel.
it's like, and it can be toxic sometimes. I'm like, I
Yeah.
love you so much, but why are you not working? Anyway, because you can get the big machine and the grinder is built inside of the coffee machine, like the one at Kevin & Co.
Oh,
Huge
yeah.
shout out.
Huge shout out. Go check it out. The door's unlocked mostly. So
Mostly,
you,
go in.
you can also just pop in,
The dog will bark.
have
and
some shapes.
pitch a show.
Yeah.
If you've got a show to pitch, they'll
Grab
want to
a Diet Coke. There's 200 cans and pitch a comedy show.
So the grinder is, I've already got a grinder. So this is just a little espresso machine. Oh, portafilter. You put your little portafilter in and it's got a little steam wand. I'm making literal barista grade coffee. I'm making coffee better than you'd get. I would say you could get a bit of coffee in Auckland and Wellington and Christchurch, but everywhere else I'm making a better coffee than them. Oh, and Dunedin.
Dunedin's got some good coffee. I went to Big Lizard. Big Lizard is the new
Lizard.
cafe that has taken over from Side On. And thank you to a soloist who actually DM'd us about
Thank
that.
you.
They were like, here's the cafe that you were talking about that's gone, and here's the new one. It's called Big Lizard. And it's at a really cool little food. It's on Vogel Street, cool little food complex because there's also a burger place there that's
And they've
really
got
yummy.
a nice lino floor, I believe. It's like tiles.
Yeah.
Okay, huge shout
Huge
out to
shout
Big
out to Big
Lizard. If
Lizard.
it's the same people, the same brains behind the best cafe in New Zealand.
I had a
Side On.
Reuben. It was unbelievable.
We're telling you, if you're in Dunedin, this is where to go.
Vogel
and
Street.
Massagran, the coffee store there. It's like drinking coffee in 1812. It's amazing.
And that's good?
It's a good thing.
Okay.
That is a good thing.
Wow.
Um,
So wait, dude, you already had a coffee filter as well, right?
We were going Mockmaster, but if you're living alone with filter coffee, the edge is a fine line, because
Oh,
we
for
don't
having too much.
We didn't have a Chemex, so it was just like I was just drinking too much coffee,
Yeah.
and it's like
And you think filter coffee's not as strong as espresso, and it's secretly
It
stronger, and it can
fucks
fuck you up.
me.
I've had two this morning, so you can probably tell.
You've got I've had 2 espressos. You've come in with an amazing pep, and I feel I've got a mellow high.
Yeah, nice.
From espresso.
I see. So what you're listening to is the two sounds of what coffee can do.
Yeah, I sound like espresso. I sound espresso. You sound. And I got a bit of vagina in the sea. Oh my God. I'm fucking loving it. I love my
Hell
coffee
yeah,
machine.
congratulations. God, a new purchase like that, nothing could be better. My mum
highly
actually,
recommend.
I think because my sister's over from London and she's staying with my mum. in
Janina.
Christchurch. Janina, the author. Buy the book, The Horses, available wherever you get good books. Well, probably you might have to seek it out, but Bookity Books, I like that website.
I love that place.
Beautifully designed. But I think they drove the purchase, but my mum had bought a coffee grinder the other day. They actually went late night to Kmart after they went to see my show to get the coffee grinder.
They were like, we've got to get a coffee grinder now.
Yeah, they were like, we don't,
Especially after that
we
show.
want to stay up. We need to stay up and chat about all the issues that you brought up in this show. Do you know what I keep saying in my show, and it's only worked once? I keep saying, I'm gay, like from Will and Grace. And I don't think it's...
That was the fun. That was not the fun. There's so many funny lines, but that made me laugh so much.
I'm like, but I record the show and I listen to it. And I listen to me say that. And I'm like, it's worked once, I reckon.
I think it's important to have at least 4 sentences in your show that are for you.
Just for me, yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah. So when you come and see the show in Auckland,
How was Dunedin? And then how was performing on the Court Theatre stage?
it was so crazy because Dunedin was like an awesome... That venue's wicked, the Knockabout Studio in the New Athenaeum. It only fits 50 people. It's like a gorgeous little...
Great size.
You're downstairs.
It looks
and
cool.
It's cool. It's spooky. It's creepy. I called it Welcome to the Hero Indian. You know, like
Yeah,
it feels like that.
nice.
And then, what I love, there's a pipe that's running behind you.
I love a bit of that.
Yeah, but you can hear the water running. So I said, if you went to the toilet before the show, you're technically part of the set at the moment.
I love that.
I was proud of that. But then, yeah, it was just surreal because then I went to the Court Theatre and performed for like 300 people in this big room, which was like gorgeous, but
Yeah.
such a different...
What a thrill.
vibe.
A huge show for a new show.
I know. Yeah, this was like the third time I'd done the show, and I was like, whoo! And I just told myself in the mirror, you're going to sell this like you really know it, even though you're going to be reaching for some parts of it.
Wow.
But it was fun in the Rainbow Festival and the Court Theatre. Last thing in the shed. What a beautiful initiative. Saw Spanky Jackson because she was
What
playing
an
Queered
icon.
Scriptless after me.
What an
and I
icon.
actually was thinking about Spanky Jackson, and I was like, you know what I need to bring into my lexicon? Beveragino. I think that's so
Beveragino
funny.
is so
I
funny.
really want to bring that into my life in a big way. I was already thinking after, like, I was already pre-preparing a message to the group chat Thursday in Melbourne. Beveragino after the show.
I love it. It's fun because everyone's like, it's flirtatious.
It's flirtatious.
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I would love a beveragino.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh my God, so good. Can I just say, TV has never been so good for me in my entire life. I'm like riding on a
Yeah.
high at the
So
moment.
has the what's it called? The Pit?
The Pit.
Has that finished, or is it
And
still
I'm meeting
ongoing?
so many pit heads out there.
Yeah.
And it's amazing when you find another one and they feel the same way, which is awesome.
so good. I've seen Lana Walters been posting about the Pit.
When someone posts a tile of like artwork from the show onto their story, you know they're in.
Yeah.
It's been so good. And it's like really ramped up for the last 4 or 3
I
episodes.
heard there's a big birth scene. That's what I was hearing
That was
about.
incredible.
Yeah.
That was incredible. And gay man. It was a gay couple.
It's a butt baby.
It was a surrogate for a gay couple.
Oh, cool.
Which was really stressful
Yeah.
to watch.
Because you're like,
Well, let's just say all birth stories are complicated and specific to, what's going on. And this is another one that is like, there's like, it's high stakes.
damn.
And
Okay.
but they really like created an amazing thing, like to sort of show the birth. Like it's really graphic.
Okay.
I don't know if graphic's the right word. Visual.
Did you watch birth videos when you were at school?
They played us one at high school.
We did 2.
Like,
We watched one, and then they were like, and here's I think we watched one hospital and one at like a home water birth.
they should show lots of different types.
Oh, yeah, they should. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you just see kind of like it's quite intense, eh?
It's really full
like,
on.
especially at that age.
Yeah, when you're 12.
You're still like, wait. I just need
Well,
to understand
our bodies are just
what weird dreams are.
starting to change. And then it's like, and this is what that's for.
I guess they're like, you're the horniest you've ever been.
Yeah.
Let's show you a birth video just to like remind you.
Let's destroy your dreams. Let's
dry
remind
those wet
you
dreams.
why you got to put this rubber on and why this banana is here for
how
a reason.
horny we were at that age,
No.
and if we've ever been hornier ever again, and like how, because it's kind of like, as we learned from Baby Girl, being horny will ruin your life.
Totally.
And
That is the moral of the story.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It ruined her life.
No, but then she learns to, spoiler alert, but she channels her horny into a more productive, or like
After she
learns to
comes.
communicate her horny.
Yeah, but
to
leading
her-
up to
to
that
Antonio
point,
Banderas.
she goes. But leading up to that point, she is making crazy decisions,
Yeah,
which horniness does.
totally.
And I'm like, we actually need more empathy for our youth because they're horny.
Yeah, totally.
That's why they're acting.
Every lesson your teacher walks in, this is the homework. Sorry, I know you guys are horny, but if you could please get that in by Thursday.
They're like, I have ADHD. I'm like, maybe you're horny.
Maybe you're horny. Yeah, wow. I remember this guy at high school, Sven, shout out. He was sort
Queen
of
of
like,
the week?
no. No, he was all right, actually. But Sven was like one of the first people I knew to like lose their virginity, straight man. And then I remember him like,
Of course.
telling me-
Like, literally, gay man would
Gay
be such a plot twist.
Yeah.
One of the first men I knew to lose his virginity. Gay man.
Hey, man. No. But I remember him leaning back in social studies and telling me all about it. And then he was like, he told me.
It wouldn't
is
have been
so
good what he
crazy.
experienced.
No. And I remember he was like, Eli, once you have sex with a girl, you are going to have so many more wet dreams because you're going to be thinking about it all the time.
Oh my God. There's just a couple of those sentences in your life.
I know.
I'll never forget doing a sleepover with like the guys at intermediate school.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys goes, okay, guys, I think it's time to go to sleep because I want to have a dream about touching Gemma's butt in the lazy river. He wanted to have a wet dream.
Wow.
Like, he willed it upon himself.
Damn.
And also, like, shout out to the lazy river from Centennial Pool.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that also
No.
started that. And I've never forgotten that sentence.
That's beautiful.
So horrific.
I hate the lazy river.
I loved the lazy
I
river.
know. I think most people do, but
What did you hate about it?
I think it's maybe. Well, I just had a recent experience at Hanma Springs where
Is there
everyone
a lazy river there?
Yes, and everyone else was like, "Let's get in the lazy river," and then I was like, "I just feel so 36 in this lazy river."
Oh,
I just have
I
never
haven't-
felt more like a full adult as I'm winding around the lazy river with
I
kids.
haven't been in a lazy river. Is it called the lazy river? Who called it that?
I don't know.
But I'm like, oh, it's got a wave pool and it's got a lazy river.
Yeah.
A lazy river. What does that mean?
Should we just call like the Wymack is an energetic river, and this is lazy.
It's like because you can be
Because you're being lazy, but the river's actually got energy.
The river
itself.
the river's working overtime.
It's a river where you get to be lazy.
It's a river in a space that naturally does not have river dynamics.
Totally. But see, to me, I'm like, are you really being lazy? I think you've got to be like,
You've got to be like bouncing
gotta
on,
be present.
on that weird ghost
you could collide
flotation.
with everyone. Yeah.
with the two eye holes that I always tried to match my face up with.
Wow.
Shout out to, I guess, Centennial Pool and QE2 and Hamner
QE2,
Springs.
of course.
Which they themed Atlantis, and no one's making a swing like that anymore, and that is what's wrong with society.
Yeah, pools should
Aesthetically-
make such a big swing. How would you theme you're starting a pool? What's the theme?
Really good question.
I know it was. I thought that
I
myself.
think it's like Coral Kingdom.
That's pretty. That's lots of beautiful colors.
That's what I'm thinking. I love Tokyo Disney, and it's all themed like
Disney Sea.
Sea. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's beautiful, and it's like great colors. It just needs to be water themed.
Yeah. It will not surprise you to know I'm going sort of prehistoria.
Dinosaurs.
But sort of like, the ones on the sea.
So you're
and
kind of
like,
swimming and then you're like, oh, like jump scares.
Maybe one of those big megalodon sharks. That'd
the
be
Meg.
fun. The Meg.
I love that. Back to this sort of TV buzz that's been crazy at the moment because I watched I'm watching White Lotus. I would love to chat to you about the dynamic. Are you watching White Lotus?
Oh yeah, I'm up to date.
The brother dynamic.
How are you feeling about it?
Well, okay, so the other thing I'm watching is Adolescence. I've got one more episode to go.
I've heard Sam watched it all while I was in Dunedin.
Yeah,
I'm sort of saving
he
it
would
for
be
him,
like,
and
that is a great.
he loved
He's like,
it.
he could write that show.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, because I've heard there's this one-take episode with a psychologist.
They're
and a
all
kid.
one takes.
They're all one takes.
4 one-take episodes.
What on earth?
Yeah.
How'd they do that?
Well, it's incredible.
Yeah, okay. Can't wait.
It gives it a good stunt, I guess, to draw people in. The first episode's like very, like it goes across quite a lot of locations, which is really impressive.
Yeah.
And then the second episode is similar vibe. And then the third one is like really just in kind of one room.
Yeah.
And
that's the one I heard is the one. That's the yip that everyone's talking about.
It's bringing out a lot of like, for me, I've never really noticed the lack of sort of like media literacy until like now. Like when people are discussing these shows online, I'm like, what? How did you, wait, what? You know, like, because the thing with adolescence is it's not really like a whodunit. It's about the murder, but it's really about like this generation of young men.
What's happened
to them and why they're doing this, you know? And so.
But is it not is there a bit of a did he do it, did he not do it?
No, never not once.
Okay.
It's like guaranteed in the first episode.
Okay, wow.
Because it's like, it's more a look and examination on like this thing in society that's going on.
Okay.
But people are taking a really hard time. They're like, there are clues in the first episode that maybe, I'm like, ignore the clues.
Yeah.
The
You're
clues are
watching
not
the
there.
wrong
You're losing it.
You've lost your mind.
You've lost your mind.
You watch too much White
And
Lotus.
I think a similar thing with the White Lotus thing around this, like, the brothers who want to fuck each other. There's a lot of people being like, this is just
it's too far.
disgusting. This is too far. And I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny to me.
Totally.
And like,
and
there's a part of me that's like, like, I'm not like,
well, it feels like
out here being like, please go out there and fuck your brother. But I'm like, we should be able to deal with this in like a TV show. We should be able to deal with like, they fucked each other in Game of Thrones.
Totally. All over the top.
It was like hot. Whereas this is like fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, one of them does look so young. He's 21, I have verified. But he looks so young, and that aspect of it has made me uncomfortable.
Yes.
Do you think it's related to the same? Because I guess the older brother, Patrick Schwarzenegger, is kind of like that Andrew Tate influenced mega like masculine, and then I feel like that's makes sense to me that this weird incest thing is part of that whole hyper masculinity.
It's like, I mean, I don't really know what it's making me feel or like, but I think what it is really revealing is like, we've had so much like moralistic television for so long. The message has to be like, bite size, and we can take it away and be like, it's about this thing in society.
You want it to be really
it's telling us
clean.
What the lesson is. Whereas this is a very uncomfortable dynamic that's like, makes you squirm and is like told in a very like weird sort of sexually charged way. And you don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
Not in a way that you're like, maybe it is a good thing, but just like, obviously it's weird, but like, it's funny how it's all played out. And like, he's really leant into like how they sort of look up to each other and are sort of weirdly like attracted. Like it's sort of shot.
Well, it's a weird like mentorship thing as well. But then
I'm like, why can't we sit in the ambiguity of it all and not really know what it's about? Apart from that, it makes us feel something quite intense.
It's icky.
Yeah.
Which is because so much of White Lotus, so much of the other aspects of White Lotus is sitting in like icky, weird feelings.
Straight up.
Yeah. Because I thought we were going to get, I'm not sure, I thought we were going to get a bit of a status shift in terms of, because I think there was like some symbolism in him wearing the crocodile shirt, which I have had advertised to me on Instagram.
I wore that label as well in Heart Eyes, the same.
Oh, wow.
They were like, shout out to There's Our Top. And I was like, these guys are getting everywhere.
Getting everywhere. But yeah, it seems like the younger one's kind of taking charge and calling the shots a little bit, and the older one is crumbling.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's exactly what's
It's
happening.
weird because it feels like, he definitely feels more like the younger one who sort of wants it more.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
In a weird way. And also seems, I don't know, he looks a bit upset about it in that meditation, but apart from that, he doesn't seem that like
No.
put off by it.
I think it's just sort of like the show seems to really, that episode, most recent episode really highlighted for me, like there's something about like, it's about like your sort of, base self or the version of you that you are like running away from or
and
like
pretending not to be.
Yeah,
Because
and-
that's happening with those 3 girls.
yeah,
100%.
and then your kind of like higher self, like the person you sort of want or like moral, sort of a more enlightened version of yourself, and like this and sort of
yes.
how temptation plays into it, be like, yeah, but through alcohol or whatever, like you are sort of like stripped back to your sort of worst version of yourself. You could like cheat on your husband with a Russian bodybuilder.
Because I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the daughter of the family, because I feel like she's obviously got the moral high ground in terms of everyone around her, but the truth is she's just as bad as anyone. She's this rich girl using her wealthy family to
Totally.
fund a meditation
She's a
trip.
nightmare.
She's a nightmare.
She's a nightmare.
But I don't know if it's going to like, when it's going to come up. I don't know.
It just makes me. And
Oh,
I know you go. Who's my favorite?
well, who's getting the Emmy? Like, if one person's getting an acting award for this season of White Lotus, who would you choose?
I think he's an uncomfortable guy, but the Malfoy's dad.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
I wasn't really hooked on his storyline, but as soon as he got hooked on Lorazepam, I was like, I'm loving every second of this.
But I think Parker Posey is going to have the best glow up
yeah,
in terms of her career. She's going to get Coolidge got the
contract.
Golden Globe for it.
She was so funny in not this most recent one, but the last one, where she said,
Yeah.
"You want to live in Taiwan?" So I love
You want
Parker
to live in
Posey.
Taiwan?
Because my top 2 are Jason Isaacs and Leslie Bibb. I think Leslie Bibb is
Leslie's been
incredible. The
amazing.
performance is out the
You
gate.
know what? Maybe.
Yeah.
She's been amazing, eh?
It's so subtle and so many fun little physical things that she's doing, and like,
There's lots of the sort of smiling and the unspoken stuff. Michael and I really got stuck on the name Leslie yesterday.
yeah, why?
So many great Leslies.
Leslie Bibb, Leslie Mann,
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones,
Leslie Jordan.
who's
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Like, for a name Leslie, you're like, it's
know.
actually got a lot of credibility in terms of star power.
Yes, huge.
I couldn't believe it.
And completely, like, I feel like we're like 50-50 on female and male Leslies as well. You know, it's really, really in the middle. Can I speaking about golden age of TV, I've got a
Fact of the game.
fact of the game.
Oh my God.
Fact of the game.
So I've been hooked on Australian Survivor, Brains versus Brawn. And I can't wait to land in Melbourne and be able to watch ahead of where we are, because we're 3 episodes behind here in New Zealand. But some great gays on this season, or queer
Wow.
people.
And Mike White, a Survivor man.
Mike White, a Survivor man.
Come
and
on,
part
this-
of some iconic Survivor moments. It's pretty much perfect reality TV. I've never really like dove in right in, but this is like, it's crazy how well it works. The negotiation for who's going home, the way the
Wow.
alliances play out, the blind sides.
Do you
the
need to have
loyalty.
watched much, do you need to be a diehard Survivor fan to get into this season?
This season? No, you'll get into it right away. Because
Kevin.
here's the thing.
And it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
Brains versus Brawn.
Brains versus Brawn. So much of it plays out exactly like Treasure Island. Like, it's a reward challenge and then an immunity challenge.
Love it.
But then the way people are eliminated is through this vote.
Yes.
And the discussion.
Oh, I know it definitely how Survivor works, but I know that the game sort of somewhat changed in the sense of like people really understood like strategy.
Yes, yeah. It's way more about the social game. And everyone's playing the game. No one's in there being
Because
like,
it's somewhat of a popularity competition.
yes, but also you can win by not necessarily being nice, but by people respecting what you were able to do.
Because it's unusual with Celebrity Treasure Island where it was like, who do you want to face off with in the final?
Yeah.
But that element is somewhat stripped out of Survivor, right? Because it's like, it all comes down to a vote.
Well, and the most amazing thing is that if you're kind of like always on the bottom, that can kind of be the best place to be, because if no one, like, there's this guy Miles, I'm obsessed with him. He's a pole dancer.
Perfect.
He's never really been in any strong alliances. He's constantly been so close to the bottom, but he's just like gets through and makes enough deals that I feel like there's a high chance he could take it in the end. But I'm rooting for Karen if anyone else is watching. Anyway, my Survivor fact. This is about the first ever winner of Survivor, and he's not a good person. His name's Richard.
Oh, no.
But the first ever winner of Survivor was a gay man, which I feel like is quite symbolic of
Wow.
where the show would go. But two things. He was a gay man and he was kind of the villain. So
I just tipped over lots of water. Sorry. Keep going.
that's all right. It was gay man and the villain. So I think it set up the fact that like Survivor's been queer pretty much the whole time. It's always a huge
So wait,
queer
the first
faction.
winner of Survivor of the first, it was a gay man.
And it was part of the
Gay man.
storyline. Also, the first person to go home was a lesbian, and the first winner was a gay man.
Yeah, wow.
Classic.
Classic.
I think he threw her under the bus, actually. And now, hey, he's had a storied career. He's been back on reality TV again. He got kicked out right away when he came back for Heroes and Villains. And he
Was
went
he a
to
hero or a villain?
a villain, and he has gone to jail for tax evasion. Here's what he did. He didn't declare his Survivor prize money, so he didn't pay tax on the $1 million that he won.
The most visible $1 million that anyone's ever made.
Yes, which is an interesting, because in New Zealand, I think you wouldn't have to pay tax on. You don't have to pay tax on stuff you win, like Lotto, or if you win a reality TV show. But in the States, you got to pay tax on everything, which is why on Drag Race, I think they always talk, like a lot of the queens talk about, yes, I won $100,000, but it's like $50,000.
Yes.
To pay the tax.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, that's sort of the main thing that I was.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, gays have always, from the beginning of time, I guess, been great at reality TV and great at specifically kind of island isolation games.
It's the social game, because I think as a gay man, you can get in with the boys and get in with the girls and straddle the lines easy. Because the lines, like on this Australia Survivor season, it really is like lots of different alliances that are boys and girls.
It would be so funny on Celebrity Treasure Island because it's had 3 gay winners
Yeah.
in its like recent history.
Yeah.
To just be like, if someone was like, well, he's a gay man, so he's
Let's
obviously
get
a
him
threat.
out. Yeah. Oh, that's happening. There's a guy called Paulie on Australian Survivor, and everyone keeps calling him a snake oil salesman. There's lots of problematic.
Well, that's the thing.
Everyone's
I'm
like sneaky.
yeah, people use that language of like, oh, he's just very calculated or whatever. But it'd be very funny if someone was like, without even knowing someone's character, you're just like, oh, if he's a gay man, he'll be good at this game. We should get rid of him.
Yeah.
It would be,
That's fair.
But then that's why being gay on these shows works to your advantage, because you're like, well, you can't say that.
Exactly. Exactly. Also, like, for gay men, when you do well at physical challenges, what a storyline, because you're like, I'm finally one of the boys.
And
They cut that, but I had that moment.
Yeah, everyone has that moment. And it's like, we are historically good at this game.
Yeah.
We need to embrace and accept it. But we still have this like ridiculous...
They should do all gays. That's the best way to... The next season of Celebrity Treasure Island, all gays.
Gay Island.
Celebrity Gay Island.
Me, Maddie McLean, James Musterpick, Urine.
Brie plays.
Who?
Brie Thomasell plays.
100%.
Yeah.
Tamati.
Mm-hmm. Who else been on that?
Collins in.
You
You got a couple of first timers.
Yeah, no.
Colin Mathura
Of
Jeffries.
course, gorgeous. Chloe's in.
Chloe's in. Keita and Anita.
Grant Robertson.
Captain.
He's team captain.
Yeah. Gay man.
Elizabeth Kitty.
Yes. Come on.
Anika Moa.
Huge.
Oh my God.
Madeline
TVNZ, are
Sami.
you fucking listening? Are you fucking listening to us right now?
Queer Aotearoa. Season 2.
Gosh, season 2. Queer Aotearoa. We've always been here.
And
Gay Island competition.
Hosted by the Top Twins.
Oh my God. Magic. Well, it's magic.
Magic.
What we did with Jesus Christ Superstar last week, to
Which-
do it again with Gay Island,
Ricochets. Like,
the
just
messages about that were amazing.
incredible.
Oh my gosh, we had a couple of amazing soloists this week. One person who messaged about prickles and said, actually, both of you are right. And then I, for a second, was like, oh my God, I was right. You can get prickles from hedgehogs. And then she just done an amazing Photoshop gag that I can't even, of zooming into grass and it being filled with tiny
Hedgehogs.
And also, Jessie Lou messaged us just yesterday saying about Marmite. Neither of you brought up Marmite rice. Next time you're having cold rice in a meal, thinking sushi or butter bowl, etc., you've got to toss a bit of Marmite in the rice.
Huh.
And I was thinking that because it's
Not
kind of
no.
an umami flavor. And if you've read the book Butter, the author's coming to the Writers' Festival. Great book, but she always talks about the greatest pleasure being fresh rice, a knob of butter, and then a little bit of soy sauce. And I guess Marmite's doing the same thing.
Fucking yum.
Yeah,
Yum. That's so yum.
I know.
What the fuck?
She has that meal like 5 times in the book, and it's just always describing how good it tastes.
Oh my God.
Good little book.
Let's discuss our Melbourne itineraries, hopes, dreams for Melbourne. I've got some goals that I want to discuss with you backstage.
I would also like to talk to you about the fact that I almost fainted yesterday, and I want to get into that.
You almost fainted?
Yeah, and I almost called you. I'll go into why.
What?
Do we have a Queen of the Week officially? We said Steph Monks pretty early on.
Yep, she's taking it.
Beautiful mother, host of Davos, Steph Monks, we love you.
Currently in the safe house.
Yeah, currently. Get her out, guys, and you can win cash.
If you know where Harrison, Sean, and Steph are in the Edge safe house.
Should we do the male gaze safe house?
There's just, yes, and no one looks because
No one's looking for
the episode
us.
comes out for
The
a
episode
week.
takes like
So we get kidnapped in one episode, and then the episode comes out on the Wednesday.
Yeah. Tim has to organize all this.
Yeah,
so
100%.
the safe house is probably his house.
Then we do another episode,
Yeah.
but it's still weekly.
We're still in the safe house. Wow.
God,
That's
I mean,
gonna
this
be good.
studio is a safe house. Okay,
See you backstage.
see you backstage. Oh, sorry. Before we go backstage, did you love that little moment of silence? Please come and see us in the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
It starts this Thursday, the 27th of March, and we're there for 3.5 weeks. And we got shows almost every night.
And we know you're listening to us, and we know you're in Melbourne. Eli, where are you performing at?
I'm performing at the Greek, which is on Lonsdale Street. It's
What time?
gorgeous. I'm at 6:30 at night, so you can have dinner after the show.
Come on.
Yeah. Where are you performing, Chris?
I'm performing at the Western Hotel. I'm performing at 6:15.
Nice.
We are 6 queens.
Yes, we are 6. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
And then we've also both got like New Zealand shows as well, which you should look out for.
Yes.
All the links are in our bios.
Yes, and Sydney, Brisbane.
It's Sydney, Brisbane, and Perth for me. Okay. Bye.
We love you.
I'm sorry, Mom. It's not a phase.